teams line up here. There's no Pat Richards, so Cameron Phelps will play fullback for Wigan tonight. Then it's Amos Roberts, Martin Gleeson makes his Wigan debut, George Carmont, Sean Ainscough, Sam Tompkins, Thomas Luluai. Forwards Fielden, Riddell and Coley, Hock, Bailey and O'Loughlin, who is the captain. And on the bench, Palliasina, Hansen, McIlorum and Prescott. The coach is Brian Noble. The Saints have Wellens at full-back, then it's Gardner, Gidley, Gilmore, Melly, Wilkin and Price. That's the back line that beat Leeds in the Challenge Cup. Up front it's Graham, Cunningham and Hargreaves, Ashurst, Bulatuya and Clough. There's no Chris Flannery, he isn't ready. With Roby, Eastman for the first time this season, Frodsham and Farsavalu on the bench for the coach, Mick Potter. Well, always when St Helens come to the JJB Stadium, they get a big crowd here. And the Wigan supporters this year will be travelling to this ground more in hope than anything else. Just one win and 3 defeats at home in Super League 14. That is a poor home record for the Warriors. But these supporters, they hope that tonight St Helens in their changed green jerseys will be put to the sword. They've lost just one of the last 24 weekly round games. No team has managed a 13-point winning margin against them in over a year. They're defending the best away record in Super League. They've won 11 in a row on the road. It's 13 when you include the cup ties at Hull Kingston Rovers last year and against Leeds on Sunday. Well, out come the Wigan Warriors with a new face in the side. Martin Gleeson, 3 seasons at St Helens, 31 tries in 69 appearances, 48 tries in 117 appearances for Warrington. He's failed to score though in 6 games for Warrington this year. But is he the man to get the Wigan Warriors up and running in Super League 14? He's a hometown boy. He's waited a long time to play for his local club, and they had to pay big money, Steve-O, to prize him away from Warrington this week.
And I'm sure that Brian Noble will be happy with his acquisition. He realises that the pack can lay the foundation. It'll be interesting to see whether Sam Tompkins, the youngster, and Thomas Luluai can create the sort of space that we know that Martin Gleeson loves. If they can get him plenty of possession, he will be a thorn in the side of this St Helens outfit. It didn't surprise me that Mick Potter has brought in Kyle Eastman. We know that John Wilkin had a man-of-the-match performance last week when they defeated Leeds 22-18, but I must say he knows that he may have to throw on the likes of Eastman to break down a game that'll be very solid and tough.
This is Andy Coley with the first tackle of the match on him by the St Helens rushing forward back, and here now is Gareth Hock. Hock takes it forward midway inside his own half of the field. Gareth Hock, 30 career tries, including one in the last win against St Helens at Knowsley Road way back in 2003. That's the last win at Knowsley Road. This now Phil Bailey. He's restored into the second row of the scrum. Great offload, and it's Cameron Phelps.
Good offload and good support. Looking the mood to Wigan.
Riddell, good diagonal run. He's got the space out wide. Riddell might not need Ainscough. Oh, the pass inside to Aidy Gardner. Why didn't he release the ball earlier?
He had the opportunity. Certainly didn't have the legs, but he confused them. It was good work by Gidley. He knew that the whitewash was going to help him, and it needs pretty solid defence now.
Well, Riddell on a good run. The support was there. Leon Price now for St Helens. That could have been a shock start for Brian Noble and the Wigan Warriors. Well, as it is, Saints have the ball in hand.
Look a little bit stunned there. It wasn't the best play of the ball. It came past the dummy half position.
Stunned! That's four.
A little bit stunned, I'm afraid, as Saints at the moment.
Tony Bulatuya, Michael Potter, who is operating as a St Helens coach in these fierce and intense occasions for the first time. And it's Phelps who will run the ball. Oh, he's lost the ball in the first tackle, Cameron Phelps.
Went backwards.
Oh, that's contentious.
Looked like one-on-one and he went backwards.
Might have been a strip, might have been knocked out by the St Helens defender. Anyway, Wigan, they are not complaining. They are in possession, right on halfway. And here now is Stuart Fielden, carrying the battle forward for the Wigan Warriors. 19th meeting with St Helens since the move from Central Park. Here at the JJB Stadium, and Wigan have won 11 of them. They're pretty formidable on their own midden.
There's some big hits already going on out there.
Coley.
Good
Great
offload.
offload. This is Riddell again. He is halted in his tracks.
Well, he's not the fastest hooker in the world, is he, Mark Riddell? And it's a good job for as far as St Helens were concerned, because they were caught napping there on that left-hand side.
Tompkins with the kick. It bounces off the body of Francis Melly. He'll tip it inside to Paul Wellens. Wellens will try and come forward, playing on because he needs surgery on a problem, but he's playing on regardless at the moment.
And if Wigan to have any chance of winning here today, they have to start this match well. If you cast your mind back 12 months to the game played on Good Friday at St Helens, the Saints side blew Wigan away inside that first quarter, and it happened in 2 other occasions last year as well. Wigan know that they have to be at least comparable, if not in front, at the first stage, really, which will be 20 minutes, and then definitely by the half-time mark.
Clough gets to his feet eventually, plays the ball here to Cunningham. Price with the kick towards the corner, and there is a problem in back play for Francis Melly as Ainscough tries to run this ball around Aidy Gardner. Gardner gets to him. Melly now jogs back into the defensive line. Carmont meanwhile finds Luluai. Luluai gets away from 2 but cannot get away from Tony Philatuya.
Referee Ben Thaler was very quick to tell the players it was round the chest.
Great offload from O'Loughlin. Here is Thomas Luluai.
Oh, he didn't look all that testy to me, either way. He's a lot closer, was Ben Thaler, the man with the whistle.
Coley again for Wigan, just over the halfway line, tackled by 3 St Helens defenders. 5 Super League titles for Saints, Wigan just the 1, but one of the great anomalies of the Super League era is the fact that when you look at those head-to-head records that you've just seen at the bottom of your screen, Wigan have won 22 at this level, St Helens just 20, and there have been 3 draws.
Well, if you're going to kick early in the tackle, and Thomas Luluai would be disappointed with that, he only made about 20 yards forward. You really have to make sure, if you're going early, you've got to get it well into the corner behind the winger. They failed to do that.
You know what, Mike, I disagree. I think teams, when they play St Helens, want to find the sideline. It may not have gone as far downfield as they'd like, but Wellens and the 2 wingers are the 3 best players at kick returns. They set the platform for the rest of the Saints players. We see Roby and Graham and Cunningham making runs, but it's the first play that very often sets the tone for Saints. And by kicking it out, you set them from a scrum. Here's the mistake as well.
There's a mistake from Leon Price. It was a quick play, the ball by Lee Gilmore. Maybe, well, I was going to say maybe a little too quick. It was also a forward pass from Leon Price to Graham as well.
Just lost concentration, took his eye off the football. He was looking to see where he was going to pass it rather than ensure that he had possession. And it's a golden opportunity now for the Cherry and White.
It certainly is, and Wigan really do look up for the challenge here tonight. Sam Tompkins for them, and Martin Gleeson. Haven't mentioned him yet tonight. That must be his first touch of the football in the Cherry and White.
Hold. Go, well done.
We'll play the ball here, and now it's Gareth Hock. Gets the ball away to Carmon, picked up brilliantly. Here is Ainscough. Ainscough trying to outfox. Wellens gets past him. Can't get past the second line of defence.
It's obvious Wigan want to keep this ball alive. They're offloading at every opportunity.
Luluai, ball in field to Gleeson. Back on the inside, then it goes. This is a chance here for Wigan in the shape of Andy Coley. It's Luluai now.
Good tackle by Ashurst, ball and all. It had to be as well. He had support with Luluai.
Riddell. Riddell then to Phelps. Phelps to Tompkins. Ball in behind the defence. And the ball is still up here.
He was knocked on. It was a try, begging there. No advantage. He'll put the scrum down. Good refereeing by Ben Thaler, but what a superb little dink in. The chance was there. Beautiful play by the youngster Tompkins. Phelps doesn't get it.
Okay, guys.
Had them beaten. Totally confused the Saints defence.
Amos Roberts so close to the first try. Just couldn't take the pass. Oh! What are St Helens up to? They are rattled here in the opening 7 minutes.
I think maybe we're seeing a hangover from last week. They almost played a grand final or Challenge Cup final to beat Leeds or heading late, and they've started this game here, I think, still carrying some fatigue from that. Physically, mentally, emotionally, it's going to be hard for them now to get up for this game when they've started at such a slow pace. Cunningham's
pass out wide, straight into touch. Here is Cameron Phelps. Phelps wants to get on with it quickly, playing the ball to Riddell. It's Carmont, and Carmont comes up the middle. Riddell to Luluai. Luluai gets the pass away to Tompkins. Tompkins short ball then to O'Loughlin. O'Loughlin dumped to the ground by Pulatuya. Tompkins in at dummy half. Wigan playing the game at pace with Coley. Bounces off the challenge of Ashurst. Tries to go through Graham and Clough and Hargreaves. Will play the ball. They are the St Helens posts. On the bounce it finds Luluai. Little kick in for Ainscow. Try for Wigan. Great start for Wigan. Great try for Sean Ainscow. His 7th try in as many Super League games. 19 years of age. A hat-trick against Barrow last Sunday in the Challenge Cup for good measure. And Sean Ainscow has given the Wigan Warriors a dream start at the JJB Stadium against St Helens. Ainskow's try. Wigan have the lead.
Superb play by the Cherry and White. Not the best pass, but Luluai makes it into a good one. He knew exactly where it was going to go into. Gardner should have anticipated a bit earlier than that, but the man that was the quickest was a youngster, Sean Ainscow. It has set this Wigan crowd alight, and rightly so. He's in top form, this youngster. He's making a name for himself, that is for sure. You take your opportunity when you're given it, and it was given by Brian Noble earlier this year. And boy, he's repaying his coach.
He certainly is, because he's now joint top scorer in the Super League with 7 tries alongside Ryan Hall of the Leeds Rhinos and Peter Fox of Hull Kingston Rovers. Amos Roberts to try and tag on the extras. Pat Richards was injured in training yesterday. Big blow for Wigan and Brian Noble. No recognised goal kicker out there. Can Roberts kick the 2 points? Well, he's very close, but he's missed with his first attempt. It's 4-0 to Wigan.
Beautiful kick by Luluai, and you can see Gardner, he's completely lost out of it. You can't afford to allow space like that. And the start that Wigan wanted, they've certainly got. That'll lift their spirits, and in this atmosphere, a wonderful, wonderful crowd has turned up tonight.
I think it's worth just making a mention. Andy Cole has had his critics here at the JJB Stadium, but I think it's been the most dominant 10 minutes as we just see the kick there. Wigan have made a mess of it. I was just going to say Andy Cole had been strong and dominant for Wigan, but if the team give away possession like that, it's going to have to do something amazing in defence.
I think there was a call there that ball was going out on the ball because 3 Wigan players, as you saw, left it. Ainscow was one, Hoff was another. Hoff was convinced that ball was sailing out. Maybe he got the call off the youngster, perhaps.
I think you're right, Eddie, because he stops.
Anyway, here now are the Saints trying to respond immediately with Wellens, who was fed by Leon Price. They're 10 metres away from the Wigan post. Cunningham, short ball, and Clough will drive the ball forward. So close, St Helens. Cunningham, he's over the line, he's got it down, has he? I think Cunningham has got it down.
He'll go to the screen on this one. There were too many players around him. But Cunningham, he's convinced that he's got the ball down in the in-goal area.
It was Cunningham's mistake out there that threw the ball wide to nobody. And has Cunningham repaid the faith? He certainly has.
The arm comes down the side of the football. Will that be sufficient for the video referee, Phil Bentham? I think it will. How many times has he done this in his career at St Helens? This man has got Saints out of so many holes. Wonderful stuff there. You can see they were trying, O'Loughlin tried to stop him, but I think this will be given.
The first thing that video referee's looking is to see if number 17, Paul Clough, impedes any of the defenders. That's what the first went for. The second issue, of course, is the grounding. I don't think there was any issue that Clough took any of the defenders out, and I also think he grounded it.
Well, the referee upstairs, Phil Bentham, cut short Wigan's lead, and Kieran Cunningham, who was the villain of the piece with the pass that sailed out on the full from the base of the scrum at the other end just a couple of minutes ago, that unlocked the door for Wigan to get in, has crashed over exactly as he always does, and what's more, that's the 170th try of Kieran Cunningham's career.
And that's a mistake from the kick-off there. I'm with you, Eddie. I think Gareth Hock definitely had a shout. But the wonderful upper body strength from this man, Kieran Cunningham. No doubt in my mind, that's the reason why they will be building a statue of this man at the ground. It's an amazing effort from him.
Wellens adds the extras. St Helens are light on goal kickers as well, but Wellens finds the mark with his kick, and the Wigan lead was short-lived. It's Saints 6-4.
If Gareth Hock had stood in the right place, maybe this issue wouldn't have occurred. It is great strength. He gets over the line and then he drops to his knees so quickly. He's one of the most powerful players of rugby league in this country, and he shows why he can score from it. But if Hock had been stood in the right place, Eddie, he could have touched the ball with 1 foot over the sideline, and it would have been a penalty to Wigan back on the halfway line. So many players are unaware of either the dead ball line or the sideline at kick-off restarts.
I think you're right to criticise, Phil, but I'm convinced that the call came.
Well, he should have been in the right place.
OK.
Go, well done.
OK. Catalan Dragons are ahead 6-0 at Harlequins, meanwhile. 11 minutes gone there. We're a bit ahead of them, and St Helens are ahead 6-4 here. And that's Paul Clough.
Movement! Wait, Andy. Go.
Cunningham, dummy half again. Amazing, this fellow. He makes one error, and does he try and get himself back into the swing of things quickly? You bet he does.
One of the all-time greats.
That's Wilkin. Oh, that's a great hit on Gilmore.
Oh, that's more like a Cumberland throw by the neck. Well, total confusion when you have to have a prop forward like James Graham to get the kick away. Just lost the plot slightly there, did the Saints.
One. Move!
Graham, though, with the kick, he managed to keep it in the field of play and get a bit of length on it.
Surrender! Stand!
Well, Ainscough is trying to stand as the referee told the St Helens defenders to get off him.
Movement!
And now Coley's trying to do the same. This is Stuart Fielden now. Good run from Fielden, over halfway.
Move! Wait. Go.
Rested against Barrow. His first absence in 12 months for Stuart Fielden. The kick with wind behind it from Luluai is too deep.
Well, I don't think he intended to do that, Luluai, but as you can see, they've got a good, solid line of defence. They're moving pretty quickly. It's something that Brian Noble has been working on throughout this early part of the season. He knows he's got the quality out there. They just don't seem to be able to sort of produce it week in, week out.
This is Graham, who has had a magnificent season so far, James Graham. Plays the ball there to Cunningham. He goes down the left side to Pulatuya. Pulatuya is like David Solomona, Ali Lauatiti. He can offload the ball. Just holds it almost like a grape in his big hands. That's a good run from Bryn Hargreaves.
Wait,
former Wigan man. On the last tackle, plays it to Cunningham. The kick from Wilkin. That's going to be too long as well, I think. Yes, it is. It will skip off the wet surface here. We've just had a brief shower, and it's just made it a little bit fizzy on top.
Well, that surprised me from Wilkin there. You mentioned, Eddie, that Saints were playing into the wind. If you get the ball high, it'll come back, spin away, makes it very difficult to defuse.
Surrender.
The kicking game tonight will prove the difference between the two sides, as far as I'm concerned.
Surrender.
Getting yourself in a good position as it will be the reason why they
Playing
win.
the ball to Riddell. Here is Gareth Hock. Hock strongly gets the ball back to Riddell. Now it's Lulawai. The rain comes back again at the JJB Stadium as Coley gets it over halfway. Ball wasn't played correctly then by Coley, but that doesn't seem to matter over much these days. Here is Paul Wellens. Great chase from O'Loughlin, the captain. Saints playing into the face of a real squall at the moment. Wind is circling around, the rain is tumbling down. Here's Cunningham again. Hargreaves once more. Awful conditions. Graham carrying the ball forward again. 6 apiece down at the Twickenham stoop. Wilkin, nice little kick behind the defence. That's much better. Cameron Phelps has to pick this up.
Oh, he's knocked on.
It's a knock on by Phelps.
Oh. Well, in these greasy conditions, he said he went backwards, but I think when we see the replay, that's classified as a knock-on.
He's Wigan's 4th full-back already this season. The 4th different full-back. He played full-back for the Canterbury Bulldogs against Cronulla last May. That was his last appearance as the last line of defence. And he's back in the side here after missing the last 7 matches in a slightly unfamiliar position.
We've got it here. Right, let's get in, guys. Come on. Here we
Perhaps
go.
they haven't got anybody else.
Well, there is a young full-back in the second team called Josh Vivers who might have done a good job, but as it stands here now, Wigan have got their all on here to defend. When you give Saints possession so close to your try line, it is rugby league roulette.
Wait, go.
That was Matt Gidley at dummy half. Here is Leon Price. Just pop the ball up then to
Wait.
the youngster,
Go.
Matty Ashurst. Cunningham, space for Leon Price. Booms the pass out wide, Gilmore. And he was under pressure then from Tompkins. And Tompkins forced the error.
Did well. Rather surprising tactics by St Helens, with it very slippy and rain out there, and Roberts is away.
Tremendous run. Great run from Roberts. He played the ball quickly. Here is Martin Gleeson. And some scraps in these derbies in the colours of St Helens in the past. Tonight in the cherry and white of Wigan for the first time. Hock has tried to go inside Gidley, and he almost slides over. He has slid over.
He's short. I think he's about an inch short.
Let's have a look at
It
that,
was a
please.
magnificent
Go down
effort. He spins out of the tackle. Gidley tried everything to stop him. He lunges out here. Is it in or it won't?
It's on the line, but is it a double movement? He's sliding, and then he suddenly seems to stop and the arm lifts.
And you probably need to see it as well at full speed, don't you?
Yes.
Boy, it's difficult on that head-on. It was, but from out wide. As he deemed to have finished the tackle, as he deemed to have got the ball down.
The double movement. His momentum had stopped.
Yes, the arm lifted, I think, definitely.
Yeah.
You look at his legs and his body, that stopped moving before he lifts the ball up and puts it forward.
Very rare you see Gidley get pushed away so easily. Gareth Hock, will he be awarded this try? I'm not so sure you can tell whether or not it's actually on the whitewash.
Well, the referee stood in goal, he knows whether it's hit the line.
Well, you'd hope so. Ben Thaler, though, has done the right thing.
It's there where the arm lifts.
Yeah, I think that would
That's the
classify.
telltale.
Yeah.
Mind you, that's our view, and Phil Bentham is the man who has to make the decision here. Now, has Gareth Hock been given the benefit of the doubt?
Okay, mate. Nice go.
No, it's wiped out for a double movement. Penalty to the defending side. And Brian Noble, well, he just has a chew on the gum, and he looks a little bit resigned to the fact that it was a penalty.
I think that's the 4th try that Gareth Hock has had disallowed this year here at the JJB Stadium. It's amazing. A couple of times he's been over the lawn and over the line and lost possession. There he's been done for the double movement. He is a dangerous player for Wigan when they go to him on this left-hand side.
18 and a quarter minutes, we've just seen the first penalty of the match.
That's the quality of the two sides.
And it was the first penalty awarded by a video referee for what, in effect, is a technical offence.
Yeah.
3. Movement!
Gardner will play it here to Cunningham. Graham.
That's 4.
They'll just close shop now, Will
Wait, guys.
Saints. They'll try to
Go.
get back into the swing of things.
40.
Kicking early,
Take
not on
out.
the 4th. Will it bounce? Yes, it will.
Oh, and it bounces away from Ainscough, but
Okay.
the youngster is quick enough to retrieve the situation. Hunted down by Ashurst.
Move. Wait, Kieran.
Also Hargreaves
Go.
was in there very quickly as well. That's Carmont. I say Carmont's got a big bandage on his
2.
left thigh. Must have a problem there, George Carmont.
Go.
As Riddell picks the ball up from the dummy half position.
Surrender.
Oh, lost the ball. He's lost Huddersfield.
I know, I give it.
Andy Coley just shakes his head as he comes off the field, watching the knock-on by his prop forward colleague. Ferocious challenge by Graham and Hargreaves.
It's a wonderful technique that you get from James Graham, isn't it?
Well, he's the best prop in the
He
Super
gets,
League.
the shoulder and the arm right underneath the ball-carrying arm.
Maybe
Bang.
Andy Cole is thinking that he's the wrong prop to come off at this point.
Here we are there.
He'd been going quite well, I thought, for Wigan.
He had for the opening 19 minutes or so. St Helens, though, with the chance, and St Helens get the penalty because Wigan were offside at the scrum.
I noticed one thing, that Andy Coley was far from impressed about being
Okay.
substituted.
Here's Gilmore, who won the Young Player of the Year award when he was
Wait, guys.
at Wigan way back in 1998. This is Cunningham. Cunningham flicks the pass and finds
2.
Paul Clough.
Move. Wait.
Never
Wait,
present
Sean.
this year. I wonder, could Paul Clough have been a candidate for England in the World Cup last year? Anyway, that's academic now. Here is Leon Price.
3.
Good defence from Wigan to keep him out. Cunningham at dummy half. Gives it to Graham, looked a bit forward, and the referee agrees. Cunningham doesn't.
You're always going to get that risk. If you get this flat pass close to the line, the official is going to be watching very closely indeed.
Just make sure we don't throw the ball away with that silly knock-ons, all right, mate? It's only stopping the clock.
Well, he made one mistake earlier, Kieran Cunningham, and he immediately atoned.
John, we lose, mate.
Look out, Wigan.
Here we go. Out!
Luluai, on the base of the scrum, finds Carmont. Look at that bandage on the left leg there. Must be a problem for the Samoan.
Well, he's not running easy, that's for sure.
Go, well done, James. 2.
There's Paul Prescott as the big man, Feka Paliasina, prepares to come on. He's prowling the touchline. Ainscough can't get round Gardner. Ridley was a touch late. Could have been done for the flop. Now it's Hock.
Shoulder.
Getting through a lot of workers in the second row, Gareth Hock.
Move! Well, James.
Wants to keep himself busy. Will they kick early? Yes, they will.
And it's Luluai over the top. Another 40-20. I think he was just outside, was he, or was he? The referee gives head and feed to St Helens, so he was just outside.
Yeah, he was trying to convince the official, but he was having none of it, Ben Thaler. As soon as he got to the position where he was putting the scrum down, 40-20, he said, Ben Thaler just moved the left arm and said Saints head and feet. Well, it's a thriller. We anticipated this.
We're going over 10, mate. Holding the
Tense and tough.
Here we go, fellas.
Well, it was 16-all at Knowsley Road in the final round of last year. In their last meeting here, Wigan's Michael McIlorum was sent off in the 6th minute, and St Helens went on to win by 46 points to 12.
Move! Wait, George, keep coming!
A bit tighter here tonight at the 22-minute mark.
I'd be surprised if there's a scoreline like that tonight, the way that Wigan are defended.
Shoulder.
This is Clough.
3.
Paliasina has hold of the ankle. He nearly turned him round 360 degrees as well. Quick hands from St Helens. Graham to Wellens.
Go, Pally,
Here goes Leon Price. He finds Graham, and Graham will drive it in. Oh, what a pass from Graham! Gets it away to pull it to you. Oh, thank you, says Amos Roberts.
He was lucky that he put himself in a good position there, because it was a 2-on-1 out wide. He was in no man's land, was Amos Roberts, and he has saved the day. The big fella charges through.
Well, we were talking about calls from Gareth Hock, or to Gareth Hock earlier. I wonder whether Roberts gave a call then, because those two are former Penrith teammates. Wouldn't he recognise the accents? Luluai's away! Luluai for Wigan! play the ball. It's with Tompkins. Here is O'Loughlin. They go wide to Gleeson, who finds the touch judge.
Well, not the best start to his career in the cherry and white jumper. But you can see that Roberts had firmly gone ahead before him, and Martin Gleeson, he thought the opportunity was there. It's going to take a while. Problems for Pulituya.
Yeah, that's the one. Come on, work out of it.
He really did get crunched when he tried to, he did offload, didn't he? Right in the arms of Hamish Roberts. But that was a golden opportunity, just wasted.
Catalans hit the front at Harlequins midway through the first half there, 12-6. Here it's 6-4 to St Helens. And a penalty to St Helens again at the scrum, offside at the scrum again.
The backs were moving up before the ball had cleared. You can see it quite clear that they have to stay back on that white line before the ball comes out of the back of the scrum. And it's cost them about 30 metres of ground now. Then James Roby on the field. Can he spark the Saints here now in attack?
This is Paul Clough. 3 penalties, they've all gone Wigan's way so far. It's Graham. They've all gone St Helens' way so far. Beg your pardon. What an offload.
Wonderful stuff. That's play on.
It is. Clough was hammered as that ball. Hargreaves was hammered as that ball.
Well, I couldn't understand why he wanted to try to offload. There are times when you look for support, but it certainly wasn't on there. They needed just to settle things down.
Prescott for Wigan. Riddell. Here is Luluai. Now it's Hock again. Back it goes, and Cameron Phelps has found a hole. He's looking for support.
Oh, he's lost it.
He's offside, is Ainscough. The referee must have ruled then that that was touched by St Helens' hand. He's not wiped the tackle count down.
Well, how can they not come away with it and knock on then? Was it stripped? It's the only thing you can think of. They got the numbers.
They have meant that's forward. That was forward to Roberts. Here is Gleeson. Just hauled down by Nelly.
Well, it's a controversial passage of play.
Tompkins.
Needs to be a neat little kick in the in-goal area.
Ball is with Luluai. Ainsco's asked for it high and wide. It's beaten everybody.
Oh, the chance was there. A.D. Gardner had gone in. Now that is play on.
But St Helens' knee.
But did he play for it? Either way, the referee's got it right. But it needed wonderful defence by Saints there. Wigan are gaining in confidence, and so is the man that they've just purchased, Martin Gleeson.
Eddie, I'm sure that Brian Noble, when he spoke to his Wigan players this week, said whenever we have to give St Helens possession, we want to do it as close to their try line as possible. Make them run 90 metres if they want to score a try. And on most occasions in the last 26 minutes, they've managed to successfully do that. They've played the majority of the game at the right end of the field from their perspective.
Ainscough picks up the long kick downfield from Leon Price. And Price is there with Matty Ashurst to bring him down.
Good chase as well from Ashurst. He's impressed me. He really has got a good work ethic.
Riddell will play the ball. It's easy for you to say, Steve.
With hard teeth anyway.
Come on, here is Gareth Hock. Bounces off a couple there, Hock. Takes on Graham.
Movement! Right, lads. Well done, James.
Riddell. O'Loughlin. To the halfway line on the last. Plays the ball to Riddell again. Riddell, not the best kick, slices off the outside of the boot, but finds the right side of the whitewash. They wanted a bit more depth on that, I think, particularly with the wind at his back.
A bit of a grin on his face, because I think he realises he got away with it. Came off the side of the boot. Lucky indeed.
Guys, make sure it's
Got a
staying this
bandage that,
time,
isn't it?
please.
Well, it is with the... I don't know how he's going to get that off. How on earth are you going to pull it off with all that hair?
Here we go.
Something that I'd never achieve in my lifetime, but...
Gilmore. Oh, he's lost it. It's O'Loughlin for Wigan. O'Loughlin just didn't have the legs. Price managed to get onto him at the last moment. Chance here for Wigan. Palliasina.
What about the error count now coming from St Helens? They're throwing the ball into touch with nobody in front of them, dropping it.
Sam Tompkins pops it up. This is Harrison Hansen.
Cameron Phelps is lining on that second phase.
Luluai gets the ball infield. Oh, and forward, says the referees. Hot on that tonight. Paul Prescott was on the receiving end of the pass, but it was forward.
Then, to be fair to the official, Ben Thaler shows you what it's like when you can get full-time referees. At least they're going to be very, very fit, and he's putting himself in a great position. No doubt about it, by the time Prescott received it, he was well in front.
Mari Fasabalou, as you see, ready to come on.
Well, the most amazing thing about this game is that Wigan could have been about 20 points up. The opportunities they've had.
Just seen the figures go through the top of your screen. The handling errors, 13 of them, 6-7. The breaks have been made by Wigan, 8-3. Oh, a bit of a swinging arm from Gareth Hock, that didn't make contact, fortunately for Mari Fasabalou. Wilkins pass to Gidley, good tackling. Great tackle that was by Carmont. Roby, the ball away. Clough again. Roby quickly in the dummy half. Wilkin. The fly hack really. Ball bounces harmlessly into the arms of Cameron Phelps.
Good positioning by Phelps, though. Realised that could have gone the other way.
Ainscough. Plans stretch the lead. Here, 6-4 Saints. Hock though for Wigan. Luluai.
They're going nowhere
though. Palliasino. They might be going somewhere now.
That was great defensive line by Saints. They moved it out wide. There was nowhere for Wigan to channel the ball out wide.
That's Paul Prescott again.
Oh, that was a... Oh, it's played on. Back to 6.
Touched by St Helens. Riddell. Luluai. Misses out Hansen, finds Tompkins. Tompkins looking busy. Oh, he loses it. Melly picks up the pieces, finds Paul Wellens.
He won't bother about passing. He'll know how important it is to just go down and play this football. Was that dragged away from Price? Maybe it was. Maybe the youngster Tompkins a touch unlucky on that occasion.
Gardner wants to play the ball quickly to Roby, does eventually. Roby saw a hole, went for it. He's halted by Riddell's tackle. Wilkin. And Eastman's out there for the first time this year in Super League. Here goes Leon Price.
He'll add plenty of spark to the Saints attack.
Paul Clough again. Will play the ball 20 metres away. Here is young Eastman. He gets through one. Almost gets the ball away. But Wigan have it back. Ainscough. Very quick.
Just got excited there, Eddie. He made the half break. He really should have just regained possession. He tried to offload there to Fasabalou. It just shows you that it's panic stages out there at the moment. They are so professional. They're so experienced, most of the players out there, but it's getting to them.
Harrison Hansen, as Mark Riddell takes a breather. Michael McLaurin comes on, hoping that tonight he won't see the red card. This is Luluai.
Well, the breaks that Wigan are making must be of real concern to Mick Potter, the coach.
Not in.
Phelps' kick.
Not in.
Long and downfield, a great kick too. That's bought Wigan a lot of territory.
He's having a big night, Cameron Phelps. Great kick, and he knows it too. Got them in a good position. Slippery conditions. They'll be trying to force the error. Mick Potter realises he's in a real arm wrestle at the moment. He'll probably be worried about the fact that the Wigan are making those breaks.
Coach of the year, of course, from his days at the Catalan Dragons, and he has quite an act to follow here as far as derbies are concerned. With Daniel Anderson having just one defeat in 13 meetings, this is Mick Potter's first taste of this unique atmosphere.
No, go.
Roby. This now is Fasabalou.
This will be a test of the Wigan's defence. Can they stop St Helens from getting over the halfway line? It's something that Saints do on a regular basis, but I've been impressed with the way Wigan's defence has been solid.
Movement! Wait,
Gareth
guys.
Frodsham is the man playing the ball to Roby. Let's pull it to you.
Shoulder. Force.
Held on, thought about the pass, held on, took the tackle from McLaughlin. They're on halfway, St Helens. Roby gets them into Wigan territory. Not too much of it though, only 8 metres forward.
Okay,
Get some height on this.
Price does exactly as he's told. And this ball is going to drop. Oh, it's off. And is that 6 to go? No, turnover. The ball played the man, not the other way round, is the view of Ben Taylor.
On the line, come on.
He took a big gamble there, did Phelps. Really should have gone for it. Should have shown his confidence.
Wait here, guys.
Might also have been a knock-on from St Helens, maybe. Palliasina.
There might have been a touch by Wilkin.
Move! Wait, James. Wait.
He's been on the ball tonight. Man with the whistle, Ben Taylor.
Shoulder. Surrender! Stand! 2. Go. Okay.
That was McIlorum. That was Prescott, and the tackle. Oh, and there's a bit of a use of an elbow there by Pulatuya, wasn't there, on Gleeson?
All right. 4. Move!
Ainsco's been all over the field tonight.
All right.
And again, kicking early on the 4th tackle.
Okay.
It's a ploy that Brian Noble feels that it'll tire out this St Helens outfit. He must be feeling the pinch somewhat. It was a torrid weekend,
Wait,
wasn't
guys.
it? Last week against Leeds.
2. Move!
Roby at dummy half as Melly plays the ball to him. Here's Gareth Frodsham. Oh, great tackle. Ball has come free as well.
Give it knock on.
Well, he'll take the knock on. Oh, go on, Lachlan.
Play on that, mate.
But the last time we saw him do that was against Bradford here. Picked up a ball player, slammed him on his ground, and they won possession. They scored in the next 6 tackles.
Certainly. Here we go, guys.
Big weekend coming up on Sky Sports, and we've got plenty more to come on Good Friday.
Leon, head in, John.
That's live at 1 o'clock.
Out.
Hull KR, Bradford Leeds at 8. And then on Monday we're across the channel, Cattle and Dragons against Wigan again. That's live 5:15. All of it on Sky Sports 1 and in high definition on HD1. Gleeson!
Good play, spotted him. And again, they're making inroads in and around that play the ball area. Potter has to get the message out, tighten it up for second markers.
Palliasina's like a human wrecking ball, and he's got the penalty. It's a high tackle by Mari Farsivalou on Palliasina.
Now, I would take the tap. I don't know whether Brian Noble will get the 2 fingers sign out. So let's go for the kick at goal. It looks as though that's what it's all about, but well, was that a...
Yeah, it's a grapple tackle from Farsivalou, I think.
But what about the elbow? Was there a slight elbow into Roby? Either way, Brian Noble has made the decision. And this should be a simple shot to square things up.
When you're playing ball, mate.
Boy, he's been tough. But we always expect that, Eddie.
We do, and Brian Noble takes a swig from the magic bottle. Palliasina, I can tell you, is playing his 100th game tonight for the Wigan Warriors.
Let's not have any contact.
Back as a substitute, Palliasina, he played and started against Barrow in the Cup at the weekend. Bang in front though, Amos Roberts. This to level things. His first Wigan Saints derby for Amos Robertson as well. A try and a goal last week against Barrow in the Cup. $20 out, Roberts, the 6 apiece. That's what it is.
Pretty calm, cool and collected. Roberts adds the 2. This is the... No, it's into the chest. Thought for one moment perhaps, and there's the swinging arm from Farsivalou. Well, he squared it up. I'm sure that Brian Noble will be looking at the scoreboard a little bit anxious and thinking to himself, with the opportunities we've had, we really should have had more points on the board.
That was their first penalty, and they've got 2 points from it. Harrison Hansen now for Wigan.
That's one. Move! Wait! Go!
Brian Noble, just one win for Wigan and against St Helens. Last round of
Wait! Go!
2007, they won 20 points to 12, squeezed themselves into the playoffs. Here is O'Loughlin.
And again, down that middle, Wigan are really making them work hard, and it's got to tell. Late in the game, Saints will be struggling.
Gleeson passes to Luluar.
Shoulder. 5. Move forward! Wait!
McAlorum waiting a dummy half. On the last tackle, Phelps with the kick again. Down the line, Ainscough chases. It's a forlorn chase.
Good position though. Has impressed me. Phelps taking control. That's what you need. You need someone to just say, this is the way we're going, into the corner, apply the pressure, and the way that St Helens have knocked on. Remember, they threw the ball into touch in this position before.
When he came over the top, he's got his head straight on the head. Okay, mate.
And you can see Saints are they're not rushing.
Stay in! Out!
Saints won 46-10 against Wigan at Knowles Road last Easter. 6 apiece here as we are in the last minute of the first half. Bullet Tuya takes the second tackle.
Wait!
Phelps has dropped back. Sean Ainscogh's dropped back on the wing this side, just in case St Helens think about a kick and chase. That's a great offload from Parsivalou to Wellens. 30 seconds or so remaining. Roby gets the ball away. Great tackling. Brian Noble at ground level now. Saw that on Paul Clough. Here is Parsivalou. Untidily along the deck finds Gardner. Oh! They'll get one more play of the ball. It'll be the last tackle of this set of 6. There's the half-time siren as Eastman gets the kick in. Picked up by Cameron Phelps, who throws the ball, letting go. Not interested in running that back. No point, he said, not with the half-time siren having sounded. 6-all at the JJB Stadium at half-time.